Are you wanting this on the YouTube channel?
Yes. Felt like nothing was responding to my head at all.
Worst seizure that I have ever seen Cheyenne have. Destiny came and got me. Her and Cheyenne were playing in the tent together. Destiny is Cheyenne's niece. And they were hanging out, doing some fun stuff, and Destiny came over and said, something's wrong with Cheyenne. She's not moving, she's kind of frozen. So I came to see what was going on, and it was quite apparent that Cheyenne was having a seizure. Describe to me what it felt like before the seizure. Was there anything special going through your mind, or did you have any funny feelings?
Suddenly my jaw loosened and I had words at the front here that I was trying to tell the person that was in the tent with me.
Destiny.
Yeah. And I could not move my jaw myself, and so instead I signed Mom multiple times, and then...
But Destiny doesn't know sign language, right?
She knows a little.
Okay, but she didn't know what you were trying to do.
Yeah, but after she figured out what I was signing, she said,
came and got me.
Yeah.
You say your jaw went loose, but what else did you feel? How did your head hurt at all, or?
No, I just couldn't, like, I had words that I wanted to say, but I could not speak them, and so when I was trying to tell her I was having a seizure, I couldn't say nothing because I couldn't move my mouth at all. It was all on its own kind of thing.
All on its own, so you were trying to get your mouth to move, but nothing was happening?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you try lying down? Or do you remember?
I just remember sitting.
You just remember sitting. Do you remember anything during the seizure?
We were playing cards, I think.
And then you don't remember what happened at that point? Just that?
I was trying to tell her to get my mom having a seizure, but I couldn't tell her in words because my jaw did not want to.
So could you see everything around you at that time?
Yeah, but everything looked like it was moving.
Everything looked like it was moving, like all over the place, like jiggling around or jumping up and down?
No, like swaying.
Everything was swaying, so kind of like you were dizzy?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Did you feel hot, cold?
No, but my water bottle, like all my, like every single part of me felt like just a big sack, basically, that I could not lift up. So
you were just sort of frozen in time and couldn't move?
Yeah, like she tried giving me an iced tea, but it was so heavy that she also had to hold on to it as well.
So you couldn't even hold on to anything?
No, and that was able to manage to say to her before I went really deep into it, that the water bottle felt heavy.
Okay.
Even though it was not that much.
Hardly anything in it.
It was like a normal sized water bottle, but to me it felt like a big thing in my hand.
Like a big weight.
Yeah.
Do you feel anything different about your breathing, or do you think your breathing was normal?
Breathing was normal, but I do remember I was also getting a lot of saliva building up.
Saliva building up in your mouth?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so drooling a bit maybe? Or did you notice that?
I noticed it, and so I kept trying to swallow it down, but then more came up.
She was rigid, sitting there, rigid, blank stare. There was no reaction whatsoever, talking, providing some noise stimuli, providing a little bit of pain stimuli, and the pressure points on her arm and her shoulder. And she was not responding to anything. Her breathing appeared to be normal, but she was not moving at all. So I laid her back, got her to about a half inclined position, and the weirdest thing was that she just stayed there. Her muscles weren't trembling. It's like she was using all her core muscles to stay in one spot, but she wasn't aware of what she was doing. And she was just sitting in a semi-inclined position.
Cheyenne? Cheyenne!
So at that point, after about 30-45 seconds, I laid her down. I had sent Destiny over to alert the other adults that appeared Cheyenne was having a seizure. Not sure how long she'd been going. Destiny estimates it was about 20 minutes. Used some rescue medications, and that seemed to bring her around very slowly. Worst seizure that I have ever seen Cheyenne have. Well, your head's on your shoes. And you're half in the tent. Where are we right now? We're in 166. 166 what? What's 166? Camping?
How come you didn't phone the ambulance for this one?
That's a good question. Protocols, normally you call the ambulance within the first minute or two of a severe seizure like that. Our protocols are very different here at the house.
Why are your protocols different at the house?
Because our neurologist has set the protocols for us. So we tend to wait a little bit longer. We monitor breathing, heart rate, things like that. And at times we even monitor the oxygen saturation levels with a pulse oximeter. So we are fully equipped here as much as the first responders are with oxygen and things like that. I'm a trained first aider. In fact, I'm an instructor with St. John Ambulance. So Cheyenne and the other children are in very good hands. Monitored her very closely, kept an eye on her breathing, and her breathing was normal. She was just not coming out of it in a timely fashion. So had it gone on any longer without any response from the rescue medications that we use, I would have then made the decision to call the ambulance at that time.
Cheyenne, what do you remember after the seizure?
I remembered very little. It took me a while to clue into who was with me when I was lying down.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel as you were coming out of your seizure?
To be honest, I felt like I had words to speak, but as I was trying to speak them, I was also doing sign language too, which I don't normally do.
So was it hard to say your words?
Yeah, it's if you had like a stroke or something, your words are slurred a little bit. That's kind of what happened to me. Like, I had words that I wanted to say, but I couldn't say them very clearly. So I was doing a lot of sign language.
So it was a lot of work to talk afterwards, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So after your seizure, your memory wasn't there?
It was as if I'd forgotten pretty much most of my life.
That must have been a really scary feeling, being there and not remembering anything.
Yeah.
So how long did it take until you felt back to normal?
Entire night.
So you went to bed a few hours after your seizure.
Yeah.
And you still weren't feeling quite right.
No.
Did you wake up the next morning feeling better?
Yeah, I remembered everything.
Mm-hmm. And did you have any headaches or body aches or anything afterwards? So we called the neurologist the next morning, and she's thinking that the seizure might have been with the fact that we were camping, and Cheyenne's sleep pattern might have been a little bit different. So it might have been triggered from the change in the sleep pattern. She's not concerned. She's shortened the time for when we should give her rescue medication. So after 5 minutes, she wants Cheyenne to have the rescue medication, being that this event lasted so long. But she does understand that we didn't know ahead of time because she was with Destiny, and Destiny didn't know what was happening. I hope that this video gave you some insight as to what it feels like before a seizure and after a seizure, especially for Cheyenne, but it might be helpful for other people that you're around. If you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join us on all of our adventures. Talk to you soon.